Welcome Kasturians. In this video, we will discuss chapter 3 of history, that is kinship, caste and class. A number of changes occurred in the economic as well as political life of Indians during the period from 600 BCE to 600 CE. Some of these changes they began due to expansion of agriculture, and these changes they marked a deep impact on the contemporary society. The different crafts and distinct social groups they also emerged, and it was witnessed during this period, and this all happened and increased as a result of unequal distribution of wealth. Textual traditions were used by the historians for many reasons. According to the ancient written texts, the most popular and famous Mahabharata, that composed between 500 BCE and 500 CE, it is believed by historians that it was written by Ved Vyasa, but most of the historians think that it is the creation of not Ved Vyasa but many authors. In the beginning, Mahabharata was known by the name of Jail, and it was having only 8800 verses. Later on, the number of verses increased to around 1 lakh, and it was in 1919 that under the leadership of V.S. Suthankar, who was a famous Sanskrit scholar, that the cudgels were taken to prepare a critical edition of Mahabharata. Various social institutions they were existing in those periods. Some of them were the existence of monogamous family, polyandrous family, and polygamous family, consanguineous family, patrilineal family, matrilineal family, neo-local family, rural family, urban family, joint family, and nuclear family. It was during this time that a system of kinship was prevalent. In this system, it was actually a system of relation between relatives which determine our relations on the basis of lineage. Lineage, that is the family tree. These relations were based on lineage of the Vansha or were developed by a family. Patrilineal was basically the system in which the descent which is traced from father to son, then grandson to great grandson, that is a patrilineal hierarchy was followed from father to son, then son's son, and then son's son's son, that is great grandson. Patrilineal was prevalent before the Mahabharata, yet it was the verses of Mahabharata that strengthened it, like the Kauravas. They were known to be the descendants of Dhritarashtra and the Pandavas, although both were belonging to the same family lineage, but it was the patrilineal that made them to be known as the five brothers as Pandavas because of his father Pandav, and the Kauravas because of the name of Dhritarashtra. The textual traditions which were used by historians to understand the social economic changes of the society, it is very necessary that who composed what and for whom to understand all this, and the language and the ways in which the texts are circulated, that was also important, because these texts, if they were written in common language, it were easy by the common people to understand and to propagate the idea. Now, kingship, marriage rules and different kinfolks, it was actually a network of people who were relatives While ties, they were often regarded as natural and they were based on blood, yet they were defined in many different ways. The familial relationship of ordinary people was very difficult to reconstruct than elite families, because there were no such literary sources or archaeological sources available to reconstruct these uh, ties of common people or familial relationships of common people. It was the great epic Mahabharata that reinforced the ideal of patrilineal as valuable. According to this, the sons could claim the throne or other resources of their fathers when the latter died. This idea of patrilineal is also written in the Rig Veda and is accepted by Rig Veda. The daughters, they were having no claim to the resources of the household. Also, marriage of daughters outside the kin families was desirable, and one very important procession, that is Kanyadan, which is still prevalent, or the gift of a daughter into marriage. It was an important religious duty of the father. From 500 BCE, the social behavioral codes, they were compiled in Dharma Sutras and Dharma Shastras, and these Dharma Sutras and Dharma Shastras, they were written basically in Sanskrit language. And the most important Dharma Shastra was the Manusmriti, which was considered or believed to be compiled between 200 BCE and 200 CE. The social behavioral codes were given by the Brahmanas, and there were 8 forms of marriage, of which the first 4 was considered as good, while the remaining were condemned. People were classified according to their gotras. Gotras were very important, and there were 2 important rules regarding gotras. Women were expected to give up their father's gotras and accept the gotra of the family in which he or she was married, and it was basically the gotra of their husband which the woman was expected to accept after marriage. And the second rule was the members of same gotras could not marry, as they were considered to be the descendants of the same family. In case of Satvahana rulers, it was evident that the wives of Satvahana rulers, they retained the names of their father's gotra, as against the Brahmanical rule. Endogamy or marriage within the kin group was prevalent among several communities in South India. Then we have the social differences. The Dharma Sutras and Dharma Shastras, they were having rules about the ideal occupation of 4 categories or varnas. According to these, the 4 varnas were Brahmans, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. The Brahmans, they were supposed to study and teach the Vedas, perform the sacrifices and get sacrifices performed. The Kshatriyas, they were to engage in warfare and protect people and administer the justice. The Vaishyas, they were engaged in agriculture, pastoralism and trade, and the Shudras were assigned to serve the 3 higher varnas, that is the Brahmins, the Kshatriyas and the Vaishyas. According to the Shastras, only Kshatriyas could be the king, but in reality the political power was effectively open to anyone who could assemble support and resources, and it was rarely dependent on birth. Gautami Putta Sri Satkani, he was a Brahmin who destroyed the pride of Kshatriyas, and he ordered that there were no intermarriage amongst members of the 4 varnas, and jatis were shared a common occupation or profession. These jatis were sometimes organized into shrenis or guild, like we have discussed in earlier chapters also. The other categories like Nishada, that is the people, forest living people. And beyond the four varnas, these were prevalent in the society. And Eklavya, one of the famous personality in the Mahabharata, he is supposed to have belonged to the class of Nishada. That's all we have in this video. The remaining parts we will discuss in the coming video. Thank you. Have a nice day.